We are going to be talking about spring inspirations today from Brocato. This is very exciting, and I'm thrilled to put this information in front of you. And for those of you that I have not officially met, my name is Jesse Skittrell, and I am a Brocato design team member and an American Board certified colorist as well. And this information excites me because it gives me something new and exciting to share with my team in the salon, but it also gives me something new and exciting to do with my existing clients that are out there. And as we all know, hair follows fashion. So what's going on in fashion is really going to be vitally important to us in how we interpret that into what's going on behind the chair as well. So with that being said, what I want to do is really help you understand that we have several different ways that we communicate here at Brocato. We have our Facebook page, and you want to make sure and continue this conversation on our Facebook page. If you haven't liked us, go to Facebook and go to Brocato today and like us on Facebook, and that's where you can post questions and ask thoughts, and both Jeremy and myself and Gary are on there as well. You'll also see a recording of this on YouTube at Brocato Salon on YouTube, as well as we have several of our recorded webinars and videos there. If you want to learn anything from balayage to great business practices to what's going on with spring trends, it's going to be a vitally important place. Instagram on Brocato today as well. We're very excited to have that because we are so visual in our industry. That really helps us to connect on what's going on with not only color but structure and shape. Go to Instagram and post your photos of your client work behind the chair. We love to see how our products are being used out there and to continue that conversation. And of course, Twitter. Tweet all about us and let us know how things are going. So joining us today is Jeremy Sheffley from Third Coast Style in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and new father as well. Congratulations, Jeremy.
Thank you
Jeremy
so
is a
much.
Jeremy is our senior creative design team member for Brocato as well. He's put this information together today, and we're very excited to have Jeremy in his presentation. So Jeremy, without further ado, it's yours.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
I will be calling on you for several color instruction and questions, so keep your ears open. But I do want to thank everyone for listening today. I'm going to be talking about women's and men's shoes and accessories, makeup and hair, all about spring 2014. I want to start out a little bit by having you kind of check out this mood board. This was presented to me by a really young, hip fashion vlogger and blogger who was one of my clients. She seems really plugged into the whole fashion world, and so I really looked to her for a lot of the women's fashion inspiration. And she shared a lot with me about this whole pink trend that is happening for 2014, which I'll get into a little bit. But I do want to talk really quick about why I think it's important that we understand and look at fashion in relationship to us being in the salon and with our hair. We all know how our clients come in and they sit down with us and they want to know, what's happening, what's trendy, what's cool with hair and what's going on. Well, if we don't have an answer for them, then it kind of puts us in a bind and it kind of sets us a little bit backwards. So I think it's important for anybody who's involved in this industry to be really plugged into what's happening with spring or with fashion and with trends and the things that are happening in the entire global market of hair and fashion. Because it allows us to be able to kind of decipher and break down and inspire us as stylists and as designers to really give our clients something, kind of almost ahead of the game. And so I hope this really helps to inspire you and give you some fresh, fun ideas for spring 2014. I'm really excited for this year because we're kind of seeing this transition from this really hard line, kind of sleek, really gelled up, hard design attitude that we've had lately, and we're starting to relax a little bit, and to me that's really, really exciting. So what my friend Amy, thank you Amy, who's our fashion vlogger, has explained to me is that what we're seeing now is this pink kind of coming out. But it's not this highlighter neon pink that we've seen over the past couple of years. We're really starting to become a little bit more easygoing. So she explained it as a nice strawberry gelato, cotton candy, almost a white pink, very feminine, very youthful, very alluring. And I think that's really exciting for us in the market to be able to kind of take a step back and kind of relax a little bit. So I went back in and I looked at the Pantone fashion color report. And what I found is that it really followed what she was saying to me. Although I didn't see pink necessarily in the Pantone color report, what I did discover is that we are moving toward a more pastel and softened version of the colors that we've seen in the past. So I like to look at this not necessarily as a copy of what is happening in the market, but an inspiration. And that's really why we wanted to go through here and talk about this as being an inspiration, because these colors are there to inspire us to look deeper into what's happening in the world of fashion, in makeup, shoes, and hair. So in this Pantone color report, we see a lot of these soft pastel colors, but I want you to pay special attention to the bronze kind of freesia sand colors in the middle, because that's going to play an important part in this contrast that we're seeing in fashion. There we go. So how does that play out in fabric and women's clothing? Well, what we're seeing is a shine and a metallic feel to the fabrics, contrasting with a nice soft pastel cottony feel. And I really, really like this, and I think it's great because it's allowing us to kind of be able to relax a little bit. It keeps us in a very strong design mentality, but allows us to take off the edge of the sharpness a little bit. And I think this contrast between shiny metallic colors and soft pastel-y cottons is really fun. So this year we're seeing a lot of shine and collar embellishments, little small details that really pop without kind of going over top with like all the bows and the flourishes and things that we saw last year. So let's take a look now at how this is kind of unfolding and playing out in makeup and accessories also. So what we're looking at is this same kind of soft pastel pink color contrasting with these metallic bronzes. I love this lip, this nice ombre effect for this nude lip. It's really, really beautiful. And when you contrast that with this metallic bronze eyes, it really creates a beautiful contrast and a nice pop. And it gives people a fresh kind of look. And it's also able to be reversed. So you can kind of get a soft pink with a nice bronzy lip. I've seen a lot of girls who were recently wearing this, and I just think it's really, really fresh and fun. And I've been seeing this a lot too. And if I look at the watch over here, a lot of the accessories and things that we've been playing with, and I've been seeing popping up around in the malls, have this nice soft pastel with this kind of metallic contrast. I really, really, really like it. So really quick, we're going to take a look at what's happening in women's shoes, because shoes are really important that they pop. I think when we're kind of looking at an overall outfit and feel, when you go from the hair to the clothes down to the shoes, we want to see this little pop. So we're looking at very classic shaped and designed shoes with this really cool black and white with this pop of color and an overall like really classic feel with what's happening with the shoes. So take a look at the fabrics. You can see here this shiny metallic feel with these really great pops of color. I think it's really, really cool. And yet there's not this like super hard edge to what's happening with the shoes. They still have this kind of softening a little bit, this relaxed feel. We're showing more skin. We're allowing some of the collar embellishments from the clothes kind of pass through in the shoes, where you can see these shoes almost have a collar to them. It's really, really fun. It makes a great contrast with the outfit. So how does this play into women's hair? Because of course we're a hair company and this is what we do. I really see short hair as still really, really hot. Right now I'm still doing a lot of short haircuts. It's a really great changeover for my clientele. Excuse me. But what I'm finding is that instead of this like really hard edge coiffed, kind of pompadour thing that's happening, I'm putting a lot more texture into things, and I'm getting a real, almost kind of an easygoing softness which is appearing in this shorter hair. So instead of these really hard, razored in, buzzed out edges, I'm getting more of a soft textured feel to it. And then also with the products that we're using in the natural texture of the hair, we're able to really play off of that well. Moving into medium, it's the same feel. I want to take a really quick look at the colors here and notice once again, back to this bronze kind of golden highlight. It's really soft and beautiful, I feel, as compared to like this really harsh bleached out feel that we were having before. We're playing much more off this flirty kind of natural texture, but we're using a lot of products also to bring out a lot of the layering in the hair and to emphasize the texture. Jesse, do you have any techniques or color combinations that you might use to achieve this cool bronzy look?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing I want to address real quick is color with short hair. One of the things that we're seeing a lot with short hair right now is using the cream lightener and just laying it over the surface of the hair. You can see that brunette that's down there in the corner where it looks like the light just hit the surface. If you just lay the hair in the growth pattern in the direction of the finished style and literally lay on your cream lights right over the surface of it and actually letting the ends be slightly darker, it looks almost like the light hit it. So it's creating a lot of visual texture in the hair, and we're finishing that out a lot with things like Versafix, alcohol-free spray gel, and shatter over the top of it just to accentuate that texture and creating visual texture. Anytime hair visually moves, you create youth. So the second that we add that type of color. For medium length hair, we're talking about, Jeremy mentioned the blown out blondes are kind of done from last season. We're seeing a lot of toning down with like 10 stroke zero in our demi, just giving it a little bit of a more soft sandy blonde, but still very light at the same time, to create those really kind of caramely, warm yet still cool browns that are going on. We're seeing a lot of cross combinations of the Stroke 7-7 series, which is that beige brown series mixed with the 05, the natural red series, so that you get the cool juxtaposition with the warmth. And still, again, keeping light moving through the interior of the hair. You can see where we have those ends that are a little bit lightened over there, as well as the brunette who has a little bit of lightness going through the middle. It's not necessarily on the surface of the hair, but it's in the interior. It's much less stated and much less in your face, and it's very soft and just accentuates the movement that the texture creates. Thanks, Drew.
Perfect. Great. And also for this medium length texture hair, Carve Texture Icing has been really my go-to product to get that kind of piecey texture to kick out. I love to put it in the dry hair and then kind of blow dry it through, and it kind of softens up the feeling of the carve, and it really leaves this nice kind of matte, really defined texture in the hair. So if you guys are playing in the salon, try Carve in dry hair and then hit it with a blow dryer. I think you'll really find the effect to be awesome. Looking into long hair, we're still seeing the same trend kind of unfolding. There's lots of layers using the natural texture to really define the look for us. So we're not trying to control things too much. We're kind of giving this easy moving, easy flowing feel to things, but we're using our products and we're using the natural hair texture and our cutting abilities to kind of define for us. So instead of this like long, sleek, very blunt perimeters, things are becoming a little bit more shattered, a little bit more loose. We're seeing a little bit more freedom and volume in the hair. I think that's really exciting for us in the salon and for the client too, because it makes the ease of styling just that much easier. I absolutely love the top knot, and I've loved it for the past few years, but I'm really excited this year to see that it's kind of getting messed up a little bit. We went from this like really sleeked back, really tight top knot to this more like back comby feel before you put it up, and then you just kind of go through with a tail comb and you kind of tease the whole thing out, and it makes this really nice, loose, easy to wear feel. So it's a great representation of how we can go from like one trend to another trend without completely changing everything, but just tweaking it enough to kind of loosen things up a little bit and to kind of follow in what's going on. So for the girls that have the hair that's long enough, or they're trying to get it up off of their head for the hot summer, this top knot look is absolutely hot. I also want to look at the only thing that I really would use the word trend with, and that is hair accessories. Hair accessories for 2014 are huge. And I think a lot of it is the fact that we're playing off of this natural texture so much that the girls want to show it off, but sometimes they want to pull it back. Maybe you're trying to grow out a fringe, or you're trying to, grow out some of this like tight layering that we're putting in around the jawbone. So you just grab a hair grip, a hairband, a piece of fabric, something, and you kind of accentuate and play with that. I think it provides a lot of fun for the individual client who's trying to play with their hair, and that also provides a way to feel connected to what's happening in 2014. These hair accessories are really, really hot, and I really love the look of and the creativity of what's happening with that. So, looking at what the guys are doing, we are really popping out our color these days. I absolutely think this is exciting. We've gone from such a tight form-fitting, sleek black and gray, and I feel like we're finally able to loosen up a little bit and get free with our look. I find designer Hirokazu Go, who is an Issey Miyake designer, he really stated it best when he said, "It's time to relax. We're trying to get back to a little bit more easy to wear feel." So what we're looking at is a kind of an overall look, which is almost like a double-breasted suit coat with a really cool pair of rolled-up chinos. And so what we find is that by providing that, we are able to kind of go from a day to a night look. We're able to look really put together, and we're able to then still feel a little bit more relaxed about our look. Men's clothes this year are looking at a palette of white, black, gray, and slate blue, but it's not so harsh looking and slimlined when we combine it with that loose, kind of easy to wear feel that I was talking about earlier. Also, that provides us once again with this really great day to night. If I want to throw on a sport coat or a double-breasted jacket with a pair of soft cotton shorts, I love that look, and I think it provides us with an air of comfort that we're able to kind of wear into day and night. Men's shoes this year I'm really excited about because they have a very classic, really nice looking feel to them. Black and white with contrasting color combinations that totally pop. So we're able to throw on like a nice gray or black or slate blue outfit, and then we're able to totally blow it up with a really cool pair of shoes. But shoes like this even can be worn with a pair of shorts, and they just look great. And with this kind of shorter hemline coming in the pants where we're kind of rolling things up a little bit and showing off our really cool shoes, I'm really, really excited about that. So how does this play back into hair again for men? We're still looking at this really cool James Dean kind of pompadour look, but I'm going to go back again to this fact of this contrast and this easy to wear look. We're taking this like slick pompadour, these super shaved, faded sides that go up into this really tight pompadour that we've totally gelled out. We're starting to relax a little bit, leaving a little bit more length on the sides. We're creating a little bit more texture through the top, and we're using our carve and our back to the beach and our texture cream, things like this to create the texture that we're looking for. Same with medium hair. The shapes are still the same, but we're able to kind of grow this hair out a little bit, but keep that really, really cool and fresh look about it. I think this look is fantastic on almost every guy that has the hair to pull it off. It's all about the short sides, really long, exaggerated top. But remember to kind of loosen it up a little bit. Put a little more texture in there. Use your blow dryer. Kind of loosen up that top a little bit. And then you kind of really flow into that look. I'm also really excited about long hair for guys. It's not that over-the-top, ratted-out look from the 80s, and it's not that shaved underneath, long-on-top look that we were seeing in the 90s. Guys are able to grow their hair out again and wear it, accentuating the natural texture, putting a little cool ombre in there, and I'm going to talk about something that's coming up here pretty quick called sombre, this subtle ombre look that you can see here on Jared Leto. I absolutely love this look because he still looks fashionable, he looks put together, but he's easy to wear, he's easy to look at. So what does all this mean in this contrast of fashion and hair, and what is this all kind of coming in the culmination of? Overall, it is a contrast of clean design, meaning that we know what we're shooting for. We're specifically giving a cut to create a look, but we're also blowing it out and styling it with an easy to wear feel, which leads us into style. Easy to wear, casual, carefree. We still want to look put together, but we don't need to look so put together that we're almost steely looking. The texture in our hair is becoming loose and soft, not sleek or tight. We're going for more texture, more layers, more softness, a little bit more of a matty feel as compared to that really gelled out look. And as far as color goes, we're looking at going from that extreme highlighter screaming color ombre to something that we're calling sombre, a subtle ombre. And hey, Jesse, why don't you give us a little, as our resident color expert here, why don't you give us a little talk about sombre?
Well, sombre, one of the things that I encourage colorists to understand is ombre went from being a technique, went from being a trend to a technique. It's here to stay, and it's definitely because it mimics natural hair color results. So I encourage you, if you haven't learned it or you haven't embraced it, now's the time to do it. And sombre is a great way to do it because we're going from that high contrast look with ombre to more of a sombre, a subtle ombre, where the colors fuse together a little bit more and they're not so far apart from each other. Right now, continuing on with the pink, the 05 series, the Natural Red series, has been phenomenal because it creates a very soft rose gold look that really goes in tandem with what's going on with fashion right now. And because the style itself overall has been still structured, but with that texture and that softness and looseness, color becomes even more important, that it can't be overstated, but it still needs to be shiny. So I encourage you, with your ombres, take it down a notch. Try the 05 series for those rose gold effects, but make sure everybody's getting hair color in your salon, even if you're just putting on the 00 series in the demi permanents that are just going to make hair soft and shiny looking, because with those matte textures it's really easy to really create an artificial shine to the hair that you really don't want, that says untouchable and unrealistic. So subtle ombre is kind of the key thing for the season.
Excellent. So thank you very much. So definitely what we're seeing here is a trend toward a little bit more relaxed attitude with hair, with our clothes, with our makeup. We still want to keep that contrast. We still want to keep that fun feel about what's happening to us, but we can tone it down a notch. We can take that edge off a little bit, and we can start to relax a little bit. So as you're going through, use your blow dryer, use your fingers, use your texturizing shears, do a lot of point cutting and start to release a little bit of that tension that was in the hair and a little bit of that tension that was in our clothes, and relax a little bit and have fun with it. And I think that's the most important thing 2014 into the next couple of years here. I think we're going to see a lot more relaxed attitude with things, a lot more natural texture, a lot more soft color. We want to look put together and natural, but we don't want to just go all natural because it's too fun to play. It's too fun to design. So I ask you to please go out there and have fun, stay true to your craft, practice hard, but remember to loosen up a little bit and relax over here in this 2014, this summer feel, because it's really a time for us to kind of to really relax. I mean, we've had a long, hard winter. For us up here in the most of the United States anywhere. For you people who had a mellow winter, I am jealous, and I hope you enjoyed it. But for us up here in the Midwest and through most of the United States, it's been a long, hard winter, and I think it's a really great time of the year for us to just chill out a little bit and relax. So you guys have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope I inspired and gave you a little bit of something to talk about with your clients, a little bit of something to keep your work fresh in the salon. And I'm going to have Jesse kind of finish us out here with some of the cool products and promotions that we have going on with Brocato. Once again, thank you so much, everybody, and go out there, relax, and have fun.
Before you move off that one, Jeremy, and we move into the products, I just wanted to say, in putting this presentation together with Jeremy, this created a wonderful conversation in my two salons that really gave us something to connect to and to keep the conversation consistent among all of our stylists. So, we do get into that rut with our regular clients that walk in the door and they say, what's new, what's happening, and what's now? And we run out of things to say, or we haven't done our homework. You can't, the biggest reason that a guest leaves is that they weren't offered anything new or exciting. So you have to have this stuff in your hip pocket to be able to pull it out, and it creates a great conversation, which naturally encourages the retail conversation as well. So to support that, some of the retail promotions that we have going on in March and April with Brocato, it's 44% off of our Pure Indulgence Super Silk shampoo and conditioners as well. You're going to want to talk to your Brocato distributor about how you can set up this promotion in the salon. I know us personally in our salon, we cannot keep this stuff on the shelf because the challenge is with the looks that are going on right now, the textured looks and the amount of products that are being put into the hair can have a tendency to come off as dry and dull once it's overdone. And Super Silk really maintains that hair and maintains the color, specifically with summer going on and moving forward. So it should be a phenomenal pairing with what's going on trend right now. On the professional side, we talked about the use of demis or the clears to make sure things are shiny. My personal favorite is 10 Stroke Zero for taking those blown out blondes down just a little teeny tiny bit. Purchase 4 2-ounce bottles of Demi permanent hair color and receive 1 32-ounce Demi activating liquid for free. So 29% savings. Again, connect with your distributor on how that's happening. And it's a phenomenal savings in the salon, and it's a great way to really introduce your clients to color. Make sure everybody's getting color, even if it's just happy, healthy, shiny hair. So what's coming up in the rest of April? In our next webinar, which is going to be April 28th at 1 p.m., we are going to have Mr. Gary Call with us, who's going to be our Super Silk Man, Easy Care Summer Hair. And it's really, again, we had mentioned about having healthy, shiny hair with the texture that's going on with the hair, and Super Silk as a service and Super Silk Express is a phenomenal way to do that as well. So we'll cap onto that and really show you how to maintain your guest hair through the summer. So coming into fall, we're not having to do damage and repair. Some of the credits that we want to say thank you to: Pantone. If you're not familiar with who Pantone is, they're the one that create the collective conversations about what's going on with color every time. Women's Wear Daily, Elle Magazine, the Fashion Blog, Huffington Post, of course, GQ, Esquire, Glamour, and Vogue are phenomenal tools and places that you can take a look at what's going on. I personally love my Women's Wear Daily. I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your day to hang with us here at Brocato with this and what our trends are for 2014 spring and summer as well. Our goal is to motivate, inspire, and connect. And we look forward to seeing you on our next webinar on the 28th. Until then, happy hair.